podcast is a member of WildGamesProductions.com and D20Radio.com. They came from the game table, dice bags in hand.
We have one brain that we share between us.
To talk about role-playing for all across the land.
And you'll like it.
The original, then basic, then 1E they scoured.
Kinda grabs you by the boo-boo, don't it?
To bring AD&D to the second power.
You want me to put the hammer down?
Welcome to THACO's Hammer, the best damn AD&D 2nd edition podcast ever.
Corey?
What?
Die.
No.
Made my save. Bleh.
Yeah, you would. Hi, folks. THACO's Hammer number 94. This is your host, of course, DM Glen, with DM Brian.
Hey, folks, what's going on?
Oh, man. Come on, you're a father now. Don't get all creepy on me.
Hey. Hey, I gotta be me. No one else wants the job.
Yeah, as soon as this restraining orders start coming in, okay. And we got DM Corey.
What's going on, everybody? We're back. I'm back. We're sober, and we're here.
And you're texting. Okay. And we got DM Full-On Gamer who's eating.
Greetings, Gamer Nation. Welcome to the world of magic.
However that goes.
High-level magic at that.
Yeah, we're going to do a show on high-level magic. You like it? Not too bad. So let's get into hits and crits.
Well? One thought he was invincible, the other thought he could fly. So? They were both wrong.
Son of a bitch is dug in like an Alabama tick.
You're hit. You're bleeding, man.
I ain't got time to bleed.
We're sending somebody in to negotiate. Anybody else want to negotiate?
Hits and crits.
Hits and crits with a new bumper everybody else seems to like. So, okay, you go first. What did you do this week in gaming? Anything?
Yeah, like I did. So actually, you want to know what? The only thing I did in gaming this past week was he
cast the duplicate spell.
And my girlfriend failed her saving throw. Anyway.
So is this a homunculus or?
No, he cast Find Familiar.
Jeez.
I hope you bought with it.
Ladies and gentlemen out there, Brian is now the proud father of a boy.
Yep. Bouncing
Healthy
baby
baby.
boy.
More gamer fodder.
Marcus Robert Carraway, that's him.
He now has his first minion.
Yeah.
And he'll be taking over. He'll probably be taking over the show after we get old and gray and we can't find the microphone anymore.
He's gonna have to choke me out with my microphone cord first.
Show me where my dice are.
Dad, stop looking for your mic in your pants.
I'm rolling.
Go to your room,
I'm rolling.
Oh my God. You guys are terrible.
Just wait till he steps on your oxygen tube so you go to sleep so he can take over the show.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Excuse me, let me turn off the machinery here. Okay, let's go. Now we don't have that bother.
Anyway.
THACO's Hammer live from the oxygen tent.
Exactly.
Or the Iron Lung or something. I don't know.
We're closer to that than we care to admit. But yeah, I just put up Splatbook 90 yesterday. I'm waiting for Vince to upload it to the various places. Then I'll follow up with show notes and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, by the time you guys hear this, it'll probably be sometime in late August. But still, Session 13 Hammers the Duchy went poof. So, which is okay because it's okay because they just did some wandering around and one or two random encounters. That was pretty much it.
Once again, Corey's character was awesome because he wasn't there.
Yes, he was.
No, why are you so mean, Glenn? I love you. I've been here since the beginning, and I love you. Why are you so mean? It hurts. My soul hurts.
Dude. Oh, excuse me. Show up next time.
Thank you, brother from another mother.
Yeah.
I know you just didn't say show up. Where were you last week? All right. Anyways, folks, how's it going out there?
Yeah, Corey, tell us what you did this week.
Well, I got
Or
some more
2 weeks
commission
before.
artwork that I have to do. I'm in the process of selling off most of my Dungeons and Dragons books. I'm not quitting. I'm just giving. I'm paying it forward.
Insane amount of money too.
So a whole lot of money that's going to help me out. And the best news of it all, ladies and gentlemen, DM Corey, out of this podcast is now just Corey. I am now playing in a D&D campaign. I am no longer behind the DM screen. One of my players has decided she wishes to take over. Bree has decided to become the DM, and she wanted a section of my campaign world. I said, have at it. She wrote me this long, massive email about the world and the region that she wants, and I said, okay, I'll put it on the map, and I've made it part of my world's history. She went nuts. I am now playing a cleric, along with next to my girlfriend who just started playing
In
D&D.
the land of unicorns and rainbows.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I get to be a player, so I can come back and regale you guys with what happened to me as a player.
Awesome.
When we do this.
Awesome.
I'm no longer
details of how many characters you killed, or is that still going to happen? Who are you a cleric of exactly?
What is her? Yeah, what is your DM sadism rating? Yeah.
She is a classic 3.5 player that I have converted to second edition. She hasn't played D&D since 3.5 first came out, and then she stopped playing. Found out her boyfriend wanted to learn how to play D&D, so him and her have showed up. Now she is now a hardcore second edition THACO lover.
Awesome.
And she is. I told her I wanted to play I wanted to play a psionicist because it's me, and she goes, no, absolutely not, because she remembered how 3.5 literally crapped on psionics and made everything like everybody's a Dragon Ball Z character with psionic powers in 3.5. She goes, no.
Corey, do I want to know what a hardcore THACO lover is?
Oh, yeah. THACO.
THACO. Okay. I don't want to know what a THACO lover is. I really don't.
She does listen to the podcast. She enjoys listening to this section of the podcast, so she will be hearing this. But I don't know how sadist she is, but
you're about to find out.
Yeah, in my campaign world, I have introduced blood magic, which is an old ancient form of elven magic where you cut yourself, use blood ritualistically, and you can amplify spells up to the highest number of what it is, And so her boyfriend is
Is Leviathan like the reigning god in this part of the land?
No, but it's an ancient magic that the elves are upset about, and they hide it they made a mistake by finding it. Humans have dabbled in it, made mistakes, destroyed the world. So essentially, her boyfriend, who's new to D&D, goes, I think I want to play a blood mage. And she looks at him and goes, there will be absolutely not a single blood spell in this campaign. He goes, I'm still going to look for it. I can't wait to see how he reacts with his girlfriend.
Dude, you're going home with her. Remember that.
He don't care. He won't care.
Anyway. So yeah. Okay, cool. What's up, Corey? What you been doing? How's the army and all that kind of stuff?
You mean full on?
Full on. Sorry, full on.
Yes, full on. Has been doing fine in the army. We've been having a great and wonderful time getting the 108-degree weekend done here in Oklahoma.
Yes.
And
yeah. How is the weather down there?
Wet and rainy at the moment. It can't make up its mind.
Well, we're dry and sunny. We hit 110 yesterday.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm serious.
Oh, I love
keeps
Pennsylvania.
rolling, and now it's like 91 today and rain, but it's going to be cooler this week. We'll see how long it lasts. But gaming-wise, we've been rocking along with the Old Republic. We've been supporting Kickstarters left, right, and center, not the least of which. This will be too late for it to affect anyone who listens.
Plug it.
I have bought into yet another Maps of Mastery mapmaker Chris West creation, this one for sci-fi player who needs to have themselves some deep sci-fi mining station terrain and or space station terrain. It is awesome, and it has an hour left to go, and it's fully funded at $18,000 and growing over the $4,500 to start with.
I look at those Kickstarters, and I look at the Pathfinder maps and the maps you can buy that are pre-done. And so, do you guys ever remember like a Mega Mat and a wet erase marker?
Yes.
And that was it.
Yeah.
Different colors.
That was the 90s for me.
I'm still using them.
Hey, whatever works.
I've still got mine too.
Until my blue dungeon tiles come in.
I mean,
Yes.
yeah, the one of the best campaigns I played, and it was too short, but basically all we used was just basically just use a whiteboard and a dry erase marker, and that was it. And it was, it worked pretty well that way.
Okay.
So
And
yeah.
it still works. I got that stuff too. I scale up and down everything to include pretty color maps, 3D terrain, whiteboards, just graph paper out on the map, or just miniatures piled around a stack of books. There we go. We have an altar. We'll work with it all.
Have you been doing any MMOing?
Oh, yes. We rocked along with, again, the Old Republic. Just finished a Bounty Hunter week a week and a half ago, but also I started trying out the DC Universe Online.
And?
It is interesting. It is designed to be played with a controller, not a keyboard, and rubs that in your face on a regular basis. It's a little awkward, but getting over the limitations of the character creation, the gameplay itself isn't too bad so far. We'll see.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's good.
Good.
Did some movie watching, of course. Now everybody's going to have to watch out because game masters are all going to have to worry about the next Psionicist in their game is going to want to be friggin' Lucy. But
yeah, there's going to be a lot of that going on.
Lucille Ball?
No.
Scarlett Johansson as Lucy, also known as Girl Power Akira.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's
she got a
3-word summary of it. And it actually does okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Be interested in that movie.
Well, that's good. Corey's vaping there and typing and says, well, so what have I been doing? Okay.
Yeah, Glenn. What have you been doing?
Let's two Saturdays ago. Looks like we got something to fill up our odd Saturdays that we don't game, and I initiated a board game / card game day.
Nice.
Oh,
and
really?
there were only 4 of us last time, but we had a ball. We ended up first we played Robo Rally. Yay. One of my favorites. Then Matt brought Battle Masters.
Wait a minute, Glenn. Robo Rally, that's sort of like a combination between like Auto Duel and like Grand Prix Formula 1, right?
No, it's just a insane ass game that you play on a board with little robots on a factory floor that has all sorts of hazards on it, and you play capture the flag with them, basically.
Oh, cool. Okay. I thought it was something else.
No, it's very, very interesting. I'll have to explain to you off.
It's like Rock'em Sock'em Lemmings.
That's a good one. Then we played, like I said, Battle Masters. Remember that game?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
The King's Army kicked the stuffing out of Chaos, of course. It's so funny, like in the first round, see the good guys got their big gun is the big cannon, and the bad guys, their big gun is this huge ogre. Both of them got took out within the first round.
Awesome. So
unbelievable.
So it just became like a slugging match at that point because no one
had
like
pretty much.
No one had the knockout punch anymore.
Yeah, but you know what? Chaos came damn close to winning it, but we at the last minute we pulled something out of our whats and won it. And then we ended up ended playing Grave Robbers from Outer Space, a very fun card game that everybody should play.
Interesting.
Yeah, you're playing producers of competing B horror movies.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh, we had a ball playing those.
Wow, that sounds
Next
cool.
time I will inflict Flux on him, although Matt already played it. He hates it. He says it's the worst card game. I cannot stop playing. He hates it. He hates it. He loves it.
Edition Wars.
Well, somebody's getting a copy in the group. I don't know who. So I think either Jimbo or him. But and last week we had our 5th edition game, and we got one of the new players. His name is Rain. He's a 12-year-old kid. His father's buddies with our DM, but he doesn't play. But he sits in the back and helps his kid play to learn how to do it. And this kid's. We don't need the game Munchkin. He's already there.
Shocking.
He's playing a halfling, and well, I took an arrow in the back from him.
Yeah.
On purpose?
Before we got in a little argument, he was being thiefy like and being a little snot, and my dwarf cleric who does not put up with stuff like that. He believes in respect. Went up and basically said, "Knock it off," and he walked away. He says, "Oh, I take my crossbow and I take my bow and put an arrow in his back." He rolled it. He hit. I took 8 points. I walked back to him and said, "You do that again, you're dead." And I says, "That way." He said, "Where are you going?" He says, "I turn and walk toward. I go and find one of my temples to get this damn thing out of my back. I just walk off in a huff."
Wow.
You shot me! I can't believe you shot me!
I couldn't believe it. Oh, he was. I mean, hiding, treasure from the party and all this other stuff, and it's like he's got the Munchkin thing down. At 12 years old, he does. I don't think he's hardly played.
Well,
but
now it's just a matter of how far is he going to push it before before somebody decides to give him his comeuppance.
Yeah.
Or they do in my, or they, as they do in my group, throw a bottle of aspirin at the person.
Oh, nice. And other than being on hiatus from Save or Die, that's about it.
Okay.
And that's my story. I'm going to stick to it.
Okay, if you say so.
Okay. And do we have any emails?
Yes, actually we do. For the first time in in 2 or 3 Splat books, we have emails.
How many we got?
We have.
Let me do one.
Yeah, you can do one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7 emails.
How many you want to do, guys? 3?
Yeah, 3. We can do 3.
Okay, let's do 3.
All right.
Lay them on.
All right. I'll take this one from our old and not so often emailer, Travis Harmbringer Nicholson.
Hey, Travis.
Yep. He says, "Hello, all you THACOians." Wow, I had to think a minute to pronounce that right. He asks, how would you handle Quicksilver or Silver Bolts when dealing with weirs? Meaning werewolves, lycanthropes, basically.
Got it.
He says, I handle Quicksilver. My God, I can't talk. Quicksilver is acid, and Silver Bolts as a dagger of silver, so a 1d4 plus 2 for special damage versus weirs. And while I have your attention, how much do you like Roll20's dice rolling?
Please don't.
I've had a player who could not make initiative rolls above a 5. Has it been a problem in Hammers of the Duchy? Keep the dice on the table. Travis Harmbringer Nicholson.
Well, yes and no.
It means choosing a weapon that has a weapon speed lower than 5, and then you might have one.
Yeah, that might help. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, Glen's wielding a +2 battle axe. That's still a speed factor of 5. When using his crossbow, it's a speed factor of 10.
No,
it's rocking the bow.
I
have to look at the sheet again. I don't think it's a 10, but it's something really bothersome. I know that.
Trust me, Glenn, it's a 10. I know. And full on when he's using his bows like a 7. Alleys is an 8. And things like that. But I mean, I don't think it's been a major problem yet. I don't think it's been that big of a deal because when their turn comes around, more often than not they clean house. So, yeah, but
that's right.
Oh, I shoot somebody. It's the wonderful that way.
Yeah,
it's all good.
Exactly. or you accidentally almost cut your hand off by your own sword. But anyway, but let's see. As far as Quicksilver, I've never used Quicksilver, and my whole thing is that that's a very, very, very extremely poisonous material to use, and I can see it being like acid damage, or at least a high acid damage, because it's harmful to just normal people. Never mind lycanthropes.
Right.
Silver. Who doesn't use silver arrows? At some point, I've just kept them the same.
People curse with lycanthropy.
It's not extra arrow. It's not extra damage. It's just arrow damage.
Yeah,
is it a broadhead arrow? It's a broadhead arrow damage. If it's a sheaf, if it's a flight arrow, it's a flight arrow damage. D6, D8, whatever.
Yep.
Frog crotch arrow silver, awesome. Get a few of those on hand if you have a nice little arrow fletcher and forger on hand. But
exactly.
Those are the useful things to do with those. As far as Quicksilver goes, I wouldn't even really give Quicksilver a thing for wares because it's not silver, it's mercury.
Yeah, that's true too.
So it would have no effect on a wear, and he would be upset at you for scuffing his fur.
No, poisoning him.
Yeah, exactly.
If he's not subject to poison.
What isn't?
Yes, they are.
Wears.
Yeah, they are. Yes, they are.
Depends.
Or that's
depends on how where you wears.
Oh,
Dude, Wolfman's got nards.
Yeah,
that's a funny.
I'd personally treat the Quicksilver as poison damage simply because of the toxicness of it, not treat it as true silver. The silver dagger damage from the actual silver arrows is, or I wouldn't do dagger damage. What I'd do is I'd put it as normal arrow damage, like full on set. But the Quicksilver, I definitely give like a saving throw versus poison, and maybe with enough of it, not just a small vial of splash. I got mercury on you. You're not gonna get mercury poisoning from that. Being a werewolf, but I mean, you got a couple vials and you're throwing it on open wounds, you might eventually start seeing some effects of it, but it's not enough to cause any damage as far as like it being true silver.
It would be like wiping an oil over your blade and using an oiled blade or a poison blade with oil, with whatever you wiped on the blade, and it's going to be good for a hit or two before you've worked the stuff off of it and used it in a couple successful attacks. So then the rules are already in place for that, and it just isn't available to be used for supplemental damage unless it's like, I resheath a sword, I unsheath a sword, I stick him again, I resheath a sword, I unsheath a sword, I stick him again.
So that means you basically attack every other round trying to poison somebody. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, now that you mention it, Fawn, I think it would probably be poisonous rather than it being a silver thing, unless you really want to get, want to use that alchemy NWP and actually start making stuff, and then you would have to create a delivery system, and going down the road of Hawkeye, that kind of thing. But to each their own.
Portable hole, rolled up, bag of holding, arrowhead, nuclear weapon. Boom.
Yep.
Yeah,
Works
instant campaign. Yeah, instant campaign ender. Exactly.
What you're
works for me.
Boy.
As for the dice roller, well,
it ranges wildly. I'll call it still random.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
give it the
pretty
benefit
random.
of the doubt and call it random.
It's been random. Yeah, because there was that one fight. Yeah, you got a critical hit and a really nasty fumble in the same fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't ask for better than that. But yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the dice being really
nasty,
favorable or brutal either. Yeah, it's been pretty much right down the middle as far as I've seen.
So it's pretty neutral.
Yeah, fairly neutral. So
at least.
Thank you, Travis.
Yeah.
Thank you, Travis.
So
all right,
go for it, Corey. It's your turn.
I guess I'll read this one, seeing how part of it's to me.
Okay.
This is from DM Your Own.
Hi, Urine. Your own.
It's pronounced Your Own. It's YARON.
I didn't mean to call him
Your Own.
Yeah.
Hello, Your Own.
I didn't mean to call him Piss. Sorry.
Hi guys, took me about 2 months to make it through all the episodes, during which time my family asked why they stopped hearing from me on my 2+ hour commute every day. Love the podcast. It got me back into D&D with my friends. I'm running a campaign now, partly based on a hook from one of your older shows, and things are going great. Thank you.
Well, one thing.
Hook?
Tell us. Which hook? We want to know.
Which hook? Yeah.
Let us know.
We might have done something right.
Yeah, for once.
I was wondering if DM Corey would be attending Penzic this year, and if so, would there be any way to maybe bribe him into running a short adventure one of those days?
Ooh.
Perhaps my friends Johnny, Jack, and Jose could convince him.
That's his bad, dude.
That's
Keep
point
hammering.
of a lance.
Wow. All right. Well, let me first say, for those listening, this email was sent in July 13th, and today it is July 28th. This is the first weekend of Penzic. For those who don't know, Penzic is a medieval reenacting group's Super Bowl, essentially.
Yeah,
it's the Super Bowl for the SCA, Society for Creative Anachronisms.
Yep.
More LARPers who aren't LARPers. They are recreationists.
They're recreationists. Kind of like the guys who recreate the Civil War.
Yeah.
Literally, this is being read on the first weekend of Penzic, and it goes all of next week and the week after. But unfortunately, I don't have time off to go. your own. So unfortunately, I will not be attending this year, but you can guarantee I will be attending next year.
Corey, you're going to disappoint Manny, Mo, and Jose.
I can't drive. I know. I should
Isn't
go.
that on the other side of the state from you, Corey?
Well, I'm dead center. If you put your left hand on Pittsburgh and you put your right hand on Philly, where your nose is,
you got a
is
real
where I'm
mess.
I'm 15 minutes from the capital, which is in the center of the state,
Yeah,
and
Harrisburg.
Pittsburgh's all the way on the other end of the state. Philly's on the other end of the state. I'm in the middle, but I'm not going to be able to attend.
You go up 500 miles north, you turn right, and when you smell it, you're there.
But your own, I promise you, next year, if you go and your friends go, I will find you all somewhere on the Serengeti, and we will claim land, and we will sit down and we will play.
Especially Mo, Larry, and Jose.
At least until the liquor's there. When liquor runs out,
when Johnny,
so do your
Jack, and
saves.
Jose show up. Yeah, Johnny Walker, Jack Daniels, Jose Cuervo.
Yep.
There we go.
Just
He's
explain that to people who might not understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Folks,
a listener.
I have a drinking problem. My problem is I have two hands and one mouth. That's my drinking problem.
Oh, boy.
Thank you, Yaron.
Yeah, thank you, Yaron.
And just for the record, I don't have a drinking problem.
Yeah,
Anyway.
okay.
I'm this messed up naturally. Sorry, folks.
Yeah. Jeez, imagine if he did start drinking. My
Thank
God.
you, your what's his name again?
Your own.
Your own. Thank you. Got to get that right.
Yeah.
Johnny, Jack, Jose, and your own. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Brian, you want the next one?
Yeah.
Well, we just lost like 3 listeners, so
Oh, well. Happens.
let's do the last one.
Yeah. Okay, this is from a supporter of our show, and I think he does a podcast. I'm not sure. Jim Cook? I think he does one.
No,
I believe
Jim
he does.
Cook is
Jim Cook is.
he runs a Facebook group for old school gaming.
Oh, that's
Jim
right.
Cook,
That's right.
he is a good buddy of mine. He's a 911 operator.
Yeah, that's exactly what he says.
think
He's
I
not,
think
he's
I'm
not the
on- I think
famous
I'm
game
on-
designer Jim Cook.
Exactly.
He's
No, I know. That's what he always says.
Jim Cook, no relation.
Yeah, exactly.
What's he got to say?
Yeah, okay. He says, I really enjoyed the DM Brainstorm segment of Splatbook 89. Listening to you guys developing ideas extemporaneously is really very cool. You all play off each other very well, and instead of breaking down each other's ideas, you build on them. Well, that was the point.
yeah.
See,
that
I
was the
told you
idea
it
when-
works.
Yeah.
One
All
listener
right.
gets
Yeah,
it. How about the
everybody
rest?
loves the Brainstorm segment. Corey,
We've got to spin this off.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
For sure.
No, Corey, if you don't do it, I will.
Yeah, we do need to do that, because imagine we only spend maybe about 20 minutes, maybe 30 on whatever we come up with. Imagine if we spent an hour and a half.
Well,
Yeah,
I will admit it is one of my ideas I came up with while I was sober, so maybe that's saying something. I don't know,
Perhaps
but
it is.
it's working. I don't know.
Okay.
Well,
Go ahead.
it's a great idea, and we don't have to limit it to locations. We can
Or
brainstorm
theme.
anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Okay.
As
Email.
long as it's game related, okay? I'm not going to brainstorm how to fix your marriage or anything. All right, fine.
I could say something, but I won't. Email continues. My question is about time runs. How do you as DMs enforce the clock in a time run? Do you use explicit you must do X by Y time and it is now Z time, get to it, or implicit you need to deactivate the wizard's solar weapon before the Magic Academy is destroyed? What do you think is the best way to keep track of time against the objective, especially when there are multiple objectives like in your Brainstorm Wizard's Tower? Yeah, that
Chart.
one. Yeah, that one, I think we were all inspired that time, because, yeah.
I will fall back on a Ravenloft special, and I will just make a simple grid chart, numbered, worth however many the numbers are, and tick them off. Possibly color code a block in the middle to say, like, okay, here is midnight to 6, here is 7 to 5, and here is 6 to midnight.
6 to noon.
No, I mean skipping over the daylight hours, so I can go tick, 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 tick through a day, roll over and go to the next, tick, 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 tick through a day, and just have night, day in the middle, or night in the middle, day on either end, whichever, whatever your preference is.
Yeah, that's an
or
interesting
night,
idea.
day, next, night, day, next. However you want to tick it off, do something like that, and you can just have whatever your breakdown of hours or of the day, or just rounds or turns are, depends on the what level of time clock are you running? Are you running a Mission Impossible time clock where you're trying to get, there are 50 rounds? Where this is really good to do for a con game where you're on a clock.
Oh yeah.
Because your con event is on a clock and you have to have something resolved by X, Y, and Z. So you could maybe say we've got 70 rounds to resolve this situation, or the world goes boom.
To kill the Terrask.
2 hours later, we're on the 4th round. You actually hit him and get him and go and move to the next, and then mark off a round, mark off a round, mark off a round, or a turn, or an hour, or whatever it is you're doing. Or occasionally you can actually pull out the actual stopwatch, put a big old tablet in front of you with a clock running, and say, "Tick, the time is counting, and we are in real time as of now."
Yep.
The ball rolls. What do you do?
Yep. Yeah. Once the clock starts ticking, it's up to you as a DM to not only enforce the fact that time is running out. That phrase because of that damn crazy taxi. But anyway, it's not only that, but you have to kind of keep track of it in your head just so that there's no, shall we say, misunderstanding as far as time remaining when it starts getting down to crunch time or nut cutting time or whatever thing you want to use. But I mean, I think about that episode when I went back and did the editing, and I'm listening to us coming up with multiple time goals or whatever, and I'm just like, oh my god, I'd have a big huge headache trying to run that game. Never mind trying to play in it, because I'm like, okay, you have time, you have timeline A, clock is ticking, timeline B, clock is ticking a little slower, timeline C, clock is ticking a little faster, and then you have to keep track of these things as the party's doing stuff, and yeah.
Well,
you always have the option as well of doing something that you can just do this with. Start the clock, and when necessary, game time permits, stop. We're in out of time. Are we done with out of time? Okay, we are back on the clock. Go.
Yeah, that's also something else you need to do.
Bill Barsh does that at North Texas. It's time. It's on his tablet. It says time until Barsh. When it hits Barsh, he starts killing things. But I never had an opportunity to do that. So my games always seem to end when they're supposed to end.
Well, classic run Ravenloft I9.
You mean I6. Or you mean I9 is what, Day of Alpha?
For my input for this, one of the guy that's actually buying up the books of mine actually got a whole bunch of books from a used bookstore or something like that, and he showed me this time and record keeping sheet that just sent form shivers down my back. It's a whole bunch of squares that you check for segments, for rounds, for turns. If you wanted to get that ridiculous, Jim, you can use them. What I like to do to keep my players on track is not keep track of it.
Okay.
And by that I mean I have my DM screen, which is two glued pieces of foam core glued together with those metal bookends that you use slid in between them on the bottom. And all I do is I have a thumbtack, a single solitary thumbtack pushed into the top of my foam core. And I just look at the guys and I go, okay, time's ticking, and I move the thumbtack. That scares the crap out of your players. They will move their ass when they see you go. Just don't say anything. Wait till it's all quiet. Look at them and just grab the thumbtack and just move it a little bit. They will bust. Come on, guys, we gotta go. Come on. Time is ticking. You want them to jump at the gun? Use psychological tricks. That's how I do it.
And occasionally use actual consequences. Have things chase them down.
Yep.
Have something show up. Have things start going wrong. Like, the longer you wait, the higher the water gets. So sub-level 3 is now sub-water level 3. And
submarine level 3.
Submarine level 3, and sub-level 2 is just like playing Deep Blue Sea. Sub-level 2 is now knee-deep and full of, shoggoths. I don't know.
I am reminded to veer off a bit of a certain module. I had a guy talk about gangbusters the other day on the web. It's a game I've always wanted to play. I have a copy of it. But the second module, Murder in Harmony, oh my God.
Okay.
It gives you like this guy who's a patron of the arts, a millionaire and stuff. You know, it's basic whodunit. He ends up dead, and there's like 6 to 10 suspects who all, and he outlines what they were doing at what time of day and how they intersect and stuff like this. On top of that, you have like X number of days that you have to get this done in.
Right, you got to do the.
I just read through it and my head exploded. And it's like,
and
on top of that.
Yeah, and isn't it like, and don't the majority of people who play gangbusters, they just want to roll around in 1930s Packards and shooting people, shooting up stuff? Isn't that what they mostly want to do?
Yeah. I don't see a problem with that in real life.
Yeah, 20s, but yeah.
Yeah, you know what I meant.
But you know, you can do a whodunit, or you know, some of them are private eyes, so or law enforcement, or you know, things like that. But yeah, it's just you don't need that on top of, you don't need a time limit on top of that.
Yeah, that it is kind of hard, but you know, but there are some adventures where it all depends.
Just
on how
for
it's
the
written.
DM to remember all that stuff is just mind blowing. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. Thank you, Jim. Thank you. And I guess if you want to write us, you can email us at thacoshammer@gmail.com.
Or we've got a phone number somewhere.
Phone number is 405-806-0555. Come on, folks, call us. We need it.
You've got that taped above your computers.
You can also contact us by getting in touch with us on the web forums, both on osrgaming.org and on d20radio.com.
No, I don't.
THACO's Hammer and many other places.
Thank you. Corey, you're moving your camera. I'm going to throw up if you keep doing that. But point taken. Point taken. All right, let's if he would stop moving his monitor, we're going to head into It's in the Book.
You ever go to school, stupid?
Yeah, and I come out the same way.
Is that your idea of an idea?
It's in the book.
Oh, I dropped all my books.
That's not cool.
It's in the book. It's in the book. We're going to talk about the man with true dreamers. True dreamers.
I got that reference.
Wow. Yeah, I got
it. Yeah, Elminster Cogburn.
Exactly.
10th level spells, true dreamers, which are in the high level.
Yeah, high level.
Dungeon Master option, high level campaigns.
DM option, that's right.
Yep.
TSR number 2156, page 118, chapter 6.
And at some point, we do have to cover this book. We've been avoiding this in Skills and Powers for a while.
I've seen it on the shelf. I never thought I would really have any use for it, so I never bought it.
Yeah, I did, because I'm always looking for new and interesting ways to keep the game fresh once you get up near 20th level, or quote-unquote retirement level.
People have mentioned the fact that I shy away from this as much as Spelljammer on the emails that we get, but I'm going to say this, and I'll just say it once. The books themselves are great resources for ideas that have not made it into our classic D&D games. Me, personally, I just don't like where they're headed.
Fair enough.
What, 4E and 5E?
Yeah.
Shh, we don't edition
Well,
no, we don't.
5. Actually, I've had a paradigm shift on 5E.
Yeah.
Playing it twice now, it's went from I don't really want to play this game or run this game to what can I steal?
Yeah, exactly.
One thing I love is that the way they're doing cantrips, and I think I'll just steal that whole cloth and put it in my basic and 2E games.
Hell, I'll tell you what, I buy 3.5 books and I grab all the prestige class special abilities that they have in there, and I backwards hack them into specialty priest special abilities for my deities for the specialty priests whenever I can. It's you can steal stuff from the other editions. You just got to backward convert it, and it works just fine.
Yeah, but reverse engineer it. But I find anything past 2E is really hard to do, except for this 5E stuff. But I will grab those cantrips, boom, like a heartbeat.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Anyway, 10th level, True Dreamers. Usually, I thought anything over 9th was like ritual magic. We had to get a bunch of you guys together and go,
That's a
Namio
different category.
Ringekyo or Ramalama Ding Dong. And
Just to separate, ritual magic, of which, for example, Forgotten Realms brought up a whole Cormanthor elves thing for Mythal. That is ritual magic of the we're going to do earth shaking, planet shaking, do something that will catch the attention of all the gods type magic. That's not what this is.
I do like these. I do like the spells. They give you a system in the supplement. They give you a system where you can make your own 10th level spells if you stick to the system and you just don't go wah. You don't go crazy with it.
That's the wild mage over the course.
Exactly.
Always casting again.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
My wild mage character, Gene Simmons.
If you're making something you intend to actually have happen in your adventure, possibly even more than once, you probably want to stick somewhere into this kind of scope and scale, with a little bit of rules wrapped around it so you're not going to end up breaking your game. Otherwise, if you're talking ritual magic, mythal magic, beyond the power of the gods, artifact magic, that's where you're talking the things that will change campaigns at their root and core, which can be a good thing, especially if that's part of the adventure hook in the quest.
Right.
No,
but
I have
a little bit softer punch to the nads than that.
Is there such thing as a soft punch to the nads? It all hurts.
Near miss.
It's called a cock punch.
Now,
That
wizards
hurts
must be at least 20th level and have intelligence scores of 18 or higher. Priests must be at least 20th level and have a wisdom score of 18 or higher. So that means there are arcane and divine true dwarmers.
Yeah.
Not just the wizards thing.
So we got those high level priests.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, this is well, when you think about it, well, no, that was a ritual. I'm sorry, I was
Evil
thinking
high priest.
Don't go Kryn. Don't go Kryn.
I wasn't going Kryn. No, I wasn't going Kryn.
Pagey evil high priest.
Once you go Kryn, you never go back.
No. What I was saying was I was thinking more of the oh god, what is the name of that freaking series? The Cleric Canticle or whatever it's called. The thing that Salvatore did.
The Cleric Quintet.
The Cleric Quintet.
Thank you. By the end of book 5, the main character, because this wizard released this curse that basically almost destroyed an entire faith, an entire church, the main character is tasked to rebuild the church. And one of the spells he was using, I was thinking it was 10th level, but no, it was sort of ritual magic kind of thing. And the main character's paramour, girlfriend, whatever you want to call her, I call her badass, but
yeah, she is badass.
Yes, she is. Yeah, I made her for my campaign 10th level martial artist. She's bad. But what she wanted to do, because the task that the main character was given, Catterley, the main task he was given was probably going to claim his life, and she didn't want that, of course. So her whole thing was her little side adventure where the PCs got involved was where she would task the player characters to find magics that would extend Catterley's life, because the magic that he's using is basically aging him. So, but that's what I was saying. But like I said,
for those following along, the true dwarmers are not like, I'm going to cast 3 fireballs today. They literally say that you cannot cast more than 4 of these a day. It is that taxing on your body.
Yep.
It's not just no mortal can prepare, cast, or have ready to cast more than 4 true dwarmers in a single day, and most characters cannot manage that many. When characters reach their limits, their minds are too drained and befuddled to attempt any more true dwarmers, although they are free to pursue any other activities normally not able to undertake.
Now you bet your pants that the Dragon Lords on Athos are using them.
Yeah.
No matter what it does to the world.
Yeah.
Put that in Dark Sun and see what happens.
Well, if you really wanted to get crazy with it, yeah, you could do that. Let's see. Yeah, because, they do have a little table further on in the supplement as to a wizard's spell progression once he gets past 20th level. It goes up to 30. So yeah, I mean, yeah, if you reach 30th level, you can only have, like Corey said, you can only have 4 of these kind of spells to do it. Now, now you just can't go and just cast these willy-nilly, find them in a spell book or something.
Yeah, wizards don't normally just write these down and have them sitting there like in a normal traveling spell book.
I mean, Forgotten Realms did a whole how should I say it? Yeah, they did a whole campaign setting based on basically 10th level spells. The Nether Scrolls.
I remember that. Yep.
And I mean, I remember the last game that I played with Allie, she was actually DMing. That's what our party was tasked to do, is to go back to Netheril and get these things before the Zentaran did. Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. But I mean, first things you have to do, you have to, number one, prepare yourself for it, and then you have to, gather up the materials to get the spell going. I mean, it gives you
special materials, not just any old materials. You need materials that really are imbued with the essence of whatever it is you're trying to do.
Exactly. And
so these are 10th level spells.
Correct.
But they're also priest and mage versions.
Yes. Yeah.
So would that be
eighth level?
I was going to say, would that be 8th for priests?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, it'll be 8th for priests, 10th for mages. Yes.
And for druids, forget it.
Druid.
Actually, druids could do it too. Believe it or not.
Grandmaster of Flowers popping off these spells.
Hey, Grandmaster of Flowers is what, 22nd level in my game? Anyway, I digress. Of course, if you're trying to create a 10th level spell, it's like Falon said, the materials you have to gather for it are they go beyond the pale as far as being special. I mean, there's
quest level materials.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that's the adventure in itself, just being able to get these materials to, be able to research the spell, never mind actually casting it.
Yeah, you need the butt hair plucked from an astral devourer from the astral plane, and he has to be
You need to pick a Tarrasque's nose.
Yeah.
And
yes,
a 10,000 gold piece value diamond harvested from the gullet of the Tarrasque. Well, maybe not that far, but the idea is there.
Yeah, exactly. That's the idea. And the thing is that as you go through the spell, depending, of course, on what type of schools, if we're talking about mages, the normal schools, abjuration, alteration, conjuration, summoning, enchantment, charm, divination, illusion, phantasm, that's a good one, phantasm,
and
invocation, exactly, invocation, evocation, and necromancy. They have them broken down as
Can you say that faster?
I can't.
Sorry.
I could try, but I probably hurt myself.
Okay.
Here are the things that they can do. Under Abjuration, you can banish, dispel, reflect, or ward. Under Alteration, you can animate, destroy, fortify, transform, transport. Under Conjuration Summoning, you can afflict, bind, conjure, summon. Enchantment Charm allows you to charm, compel, fortify, or imbue. Divination allows you to foresee or reveal. Illusion Phantasm can conceal, delude, shadow shape, or phantom. Invocation, Evocation can create, imbue, or strike. And Necromancy can animate, slay, or tap.
Yeah.
And Vince wonders why you talk like a robot.
Would you like to play a game?
Global thermonuclear war. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
But the system that is put in place to create these spells. I mean, first thing is, of course, you want to go by the type of spell you're trying to do. Then the next one is, trying to figure out how difficult it's going to be for the spell's preparation time, casting time, and other miscellaneous characteristics, such as, how powerful the magic appears when a detect magic spell is used. If somebody uses a detect magic on a 10th level spell effect, you're going to get basically a debilitating migraine. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're going to get punched in the brain.
Exactly. Gonna get a nice right hook to the brain.
Oh, a cock punch. Okay.
Glen,
the big brain, right?
Yeah, yes, the one on top of your shoulders, man.
Got it.
The one that none of us four think with.
But here's
Speak for
the
yourself.
thing. This is the difference between classic spellcasting and what would normally be the end-all, be-all of magical power, the wish. The Wish being a standard 9th level spell, or
Mm-hmm.
Miracle being the 7th level version for a priest, is 5 years of magical aging, weakness, incapacitation, all the possibility of failure due to poor wording.
Yes.
This is getting beyond that into the next tier of power of magic to do something awesome and not melt your brain doing
it. Melt your brain.
Very
and
high-level
destroy your body.
spellcasters understand how magic really works.
Right.
And that lets them use their personal energies with attention and labor to manipulate everything efficiently with the right materials, the right ritual, and the right way at the right time to do these kind of things.
Well,
It's
not only
costly, but gives you flexibility.
Yeah, well, not only that, but also, I mean, in support of that statement, you got a wizard who finds a spell book or something with a wish spell in it. He didn't write it. He didn't create that. He didn't create that. These true dweomers are created by this high-level player. He knows the words because he created the spell. He knows the materials because he knows to use them. This is his own making. So the risk of those other high-level spells that these players did not create is not here when it comes to true dweomers, because your player has taken months or a year or years to create this true dweomer.
Are there true dweomers listed?
Yes.
Yes, there are.
Yes.
Starting on page 136 of the same book.
Yes. Go ahead, Corey.
Are the known true dweomers.
Yep.
They travel the gamut of all schools of magic, from illusion through necromancy, through conjuration, through alteration, through summoning, abjuration, evocation. These are not your average, I'm going to cast Fireball because I get more than 2 dice for damage. These are pretty beefy.
Yes.
So I take it for necromantic spells, you have your standard go to the graveyard and raise an army of the dead type spell.
Well, absolutely. Colin's Undead Legion. Colin's Undead Legion. Spell with a K, folks.
Yeah.
Kolin. I wasn't going Colin. I saw Colin. I'm sorry. Colin's Undead Legion. That spell's preparation time says 1 freaking month.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
1 month.
Yeah, a lot of preparation times are pretty costly depending on what they are. Yeah, that one will animate 200 hit dice of skeletons or zombie from intact remains in an area up to 5,000 feet square, anywhere on the same plane as the caster. So imagine that one. You know, it's just you can raise
before the Necronomicon.
Exactly.
Now, for those of you looking in this book who don't use this book, like myself, I'm gonna act like I don't know what's going on. Can someone please explain to me what in the spell descriptions the difficulty and final difficulty are?
Okay, let me go back.
I'm thinking that it's the difficulty to start it and the difficulty to end it.
Right. It determines.
Usually it's the same. The final difficulty is a number you get to after you make adjustments. You make adjustments based on things you did to make it easier. Like if you only needed 500 gold piece rubies to do this spell, but you found 50,000 gold piece rubies.
Yes.
You have an easier time of it.
Right. All right. Well, let me ask you another question that might fix it. Is that 100 percentile roll?
Yes.
Because there's no percentage side beside
yeah,
that.
after,
I'm like, they're just like 65. I'm like 65%.
Right.
You know, there's no.
No, I'm just saying that's what it comes down to is that after you've done your research and you do your preparations and you use the better materials you use for the spell, that lowers the difficulty. Like there are a couple here, like let's see, Tensor's Telling Blow. Of course, Tensor has a spell in here. That has a difficulty of 160. So basically, in order to use the spell, you have to do the preparations and use the materials to lower the difficulty down to a tolerable level to where you have a good chance of making the difficulty check.
And
So
note that the difficulty checks are not one and done, you're done.
No.
The way they work is you have, once you get below 100, you have a chance to actually have it happen. Yeah. Every time you fail to reach that number, it just means more preparation, more materials are required. Continue feeding the cauldron until it gets
and your bad guy turns into Jeremy Irons from the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Pretty much.
That's pretty much what he was doing. He was trying
but you have to throw the innocent in. Gurgi wants the apple.
But I mean, there's one here, Ratcliffe's Deadly Finger. As funny as that
Is it
sounds.
the middle one?
No. Well, it might as well be. Let's see.
It makes a magical finger appear under your nose and he says, "Smell it."
Oh, let's see. Area of effect, 40 foot square area. Someone could use this to actually kill off an 8th level adventuring party. Of course, they get saving throws, but still. I mean,
there are things you need to understand about 10th level magic and the scope that it can involve. You understand some of the things you've already got out of up to 9th level spells. Various area of effects, certain number of hit dice, things it can do, places it can reach. Areas of effect, for example, there's a whole table of them here, and they scale the difficulty of the spell. Can be from 1 creature to 5d20 plus 8. It can be from an area of 5 foot to a plane. It can be 200 pounds to 500 tons, which very few spells reach that. And animated objects can be up to a ton of animated object. Ranges can be transplanar. I'm casting a spell from this plane to hit that plane.
Yeah, but that pushes the difficulty number up. And that's the whole thing. That's the trade-off. The more effective the spell you want it to be, the higher the difficulty number goes. I mean, just in the samples they have, I've seen a spell that has a difficulty rating of 190. So that means that, you've got to do your prep. First thing you've got to do is your preparations, and the adjusted difficulty. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say the difficulty number, that also that also equates to the preparation time. So if you have a spell that you said, well, I'm going to affect 1 ton of inanimate material on another plane somewhere, and the effects are going to be permanent, you're running like what, a difficulty
100,
number
200, 360.
Yeah. You get my point.
385, and that's taking 1 year to prepare with a casting time of a week or more.
A week, exactly.
Yeah, so that's how you cause an avalanche in Jotunheim.
Yes.
But
bury them giants.
There are ways to make it special. You can use super special materials. Instead of using the rubies of the flaming eye, you can go get the opals harvested from the moon on the darkest night of the new moon. You can get the special circumstances or conditions that it's got to be from the hands of the virgin born on the 3rd Sunday of a week starting with Q.
And that's starting with Q, exactly. Well, the whole thing is like I said, once you get your difficulty number set, that tells you, okay, you need to spend this much time preparing for it and this much time to make your percentile roll. And if your number is equal to or higher than this difficulty number, your preparations are complete. Then you can start casting it. And
can I do it on a D1000 chart?
If you really wanted to go whole hog, yeah. But
there are such.
Yeah, exactly. But these things are massive spells that, of course, and of course, being a chosen mystery, Elminster's got at least 6.
Now they are 9.
Yeah, and the one that he has, it's the 190 difficulty is Charm Tarrasque.
Yeah, exactly.
They are nice when they say things in here about, like, if the casting time, normally casting time is casting time, can't be interrupted, can't be distracted, can't be dissuaded. However, when the casting time goes more than a day, you only have to spend 8 hours a day actually casting, and you can do other stuff like sleep and rest.
Then I'll retrofit these into basic where there are no casting times. You got enough going against you with the difficulty number of the materials and everything. You need that too.
But usually these kind of things are being done by the guy who has put your adventurers on a clock because someone found out he's casting this thing, and it's going to go off in a week if we don't stop him.
And for those players,
go ahead, Corey.
For those players that are listening, this is also, believe it or not, because this is the way my brain works, this is another great idea for a character hook. You know those 8 hours a day or 16 hours a day that they need for casting time and prep work?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what level 20 wizards hire acolytes for and apprentices for. Oh, my character was an apprentice. He was helping a wizard try to cast, and do the prep work for a true dwemer. Blew himself up and said, "Screw it, I'm going to be an adventurer." You now have a background for your player.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
He was trying to use
some of those special circumstances could be cast by 100 acolytes or apprentices simultaneously chanting for a week straight.
Yep.
Even better, my character's a wizard. Okay, he's first level wizard. What's his background? Oh, he has a master who sent him on a mission. He can't return back to the tower until he returns back with a hangnail from a Tarrasque. Something like, one of those pieces that he needs for the research. So the point is, you can use these, in addition to using them as spells, you can use them as hooks for your player characters as well.
Okay, before we get letters from the Tarrasque Defamationist Society, why don't you tell us about how you would use True Dweemers at thacoshammer@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Gallstone of a purple worm.
Ew.
Yeah. By the I need Castle Grayskull for this one.
Tensor's
Anyway,
transformation. That's all that is. Go ahead.
There you go. Let's go on to Magic Fingers.
The White Wizard approaches.
There's no such thing as magic.
You always were a better magician. Who doesn't know that? But whatever your secret was, we have to agree. Mine is better.
Magic Fingers.
Magic Fingers, Staff of the Magi.
Yep.
Oh, we're on that? Let me pull that up.
And you will find that on page 154 of the first printing player's handbook. And where in the Encyclopedia Magica?
Page 1283, volume 4.
Oh, yeah. Last sentence. This staff and the Staff of Power are the only magical items capable of a retributive strike.
Not in my world.
Everything blows up in your world.
That is correct, sir.
Okay. Sorry
So
about
what's
that.
up, Skippy?
Well, blowing up
Okay.
and retributive strike are two different terms.
Well, this is true.
Anyway, full on, you're looking at it up somewhere else.
I have it in the Dungeon Master's Guide, page 207 of Appendix 3,
Of the
Magic Item Descriptions.
Of the second printing?
Black Book, Dungeon Master's Guide.
Second printing.
Second printing.
Yep.
First printing is 154. And the Staff of the Magi is... This potent staff contains many spell powers and other functions. Some of its powers drain charges, others don't. The following... Anyway, basically, this is the DM Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, that's the
That
major
you
Swiss
can,
Army
you
knife.
can pack whatever you want in it for them to find.
Do you want to be Jafar with your staff of doing a whole bunch of wizardy things? Yes, you can.
Here are the spells that don't drain charges. Detect magic, enlarge, hold portal, light, and protection from evil or good. Nice.
So that basically means you don't have to memorize those spells anymore. Ever.
The following powers drain one charge. For one charge, you get invisibility, fireball, knock, lightning bolt, pyrotechnics, ice storm, web, wall of fire, dispel magic, and pass wall.
Yeah.
And for two charges, you get whirlwind, conjure elemental, plane travel, and telekinesis.
Telekinesis, yes.
And anything else your devious little mind can pack into it. You got a
That's
plus
more
one to
than
all
enough.
saving throws. Spell, wow.
You want an example of two staffs of power at work? Gandalf versus Saruman. Wizard battle in the pit.
Yeah, that was fun.
Or on the roof.
Yeah,
That
on the
too.
roof. But yeah. I mean, the Staff of the Magi, of course, going back into my power gaming days, that was the one magic item any wizard or part wizard character wanted, almost above anything else. Because not only you were able to use all of these powers in the staff, but it was just sort of like a badge of pride, I guess, as a player.
Yeah,
Wizard
something like that.
has beat stick.
Yeah, wizard has
Wizard
beat
is
Some guy
about to die. Crack!
Some DM came up with the kamikaze kobolds, which I thought was rather expensive for this mage to do. He basically trained a kobold to jump in front of a party with a staff of magi and break it.
That's an expensive freaking jihadist.
That's horribly expensive. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
But if you want to take out a whole party all at once, I knew you'd love it full on.
Yeah, because the retributive strike is basically the wizard saying, "Oh, you think you've killed me? Screw you! Watch this, crack!" And then then what happens is, let's see. All levels of the spell energy and staff are released in a globe of 30-foot radius. All creatures within 10 feet of the broken staff suffer points of damage equal to 8 times the number of spell energies left in it. So if you have a fully charged staff is 25 charges. That's 200 points of damage right there at ground zero.
And a successful saving throw versus magic lets you get away with half, which is still 100.
100, yeah. Oh, let's see. If the
and remember, in the second edition rules, you take more than 51 points of damage in one hit, your character dies, no coming back.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you fail your saving throw, yes.
Regular characters. But where's an example of where you might have seen this in use? So let's see. Whoever watched a movie called Dragon Slayer?
Yeah, I haven't seen Dragon Slayer in so long.
Old school sci-fi movie. Wizard go boom!
Yep.
Dragon got wizard go boom.
Yeah, I just can't remember. The only thing I remember is them destroying a white D8 on a necklace. That's all I remember.
I want
that and the hot chick that was chained up.
Yeah.
I remember Caitlin Clark underwater.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. The wizard breaking the staff has a 50% chance of traveling to another plane of existence, but if not, the explosive release of the spell energy totally destroys the wizard. Of course, this...
Hey, 50% chance of not dying. I'll do that. I'll buy that for $1.
Of course you would.
I just before I break it, I just have them say, "Well, so much for lichdom." Bang.
Yeah, exactly. You just break it over your knee and pray to whatever gods you may worship because you have a 50-50 chance of biting it right there. But
yeah, we should just do like an entire show of final words when you use retributive strike.
Yeah, you turn to your assistant. You turn to your assistant. Go see on the other side, Ray.
Nice working with you, Dr. Vangman.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Even better. I just go, knock knock.
If I remember correctly, which means I'm too lazy to go pull it off my shelf, the first edition DMG had this listing and like blank lines you could list.
No,
what you want to put in.
That's artifacts.
Yeah,
that's for artifacts.
That's right. Okay, yeah. I thought Staff of Magi was an artifact.
You ever have a pencil fight? You ever have two wizards have a pencil fight with the Staff of Power and the Staff of the Magi?
Oh,
no,
boy.
Pencil fight.
I haven't pencil fought since middle school. That's all.
Wow. I could say something, but I won't. Let's see. I mean, so yeah, this is one of those magic items that if your mage character got around, I'd say probably about 11th, 12th, 13th level, right in there.
Starts Jones.
You might let them hear rumors about them being around.
Yep, for sure. It's just what you have to kill in order to get it.
Yeah, that used to be a tower over there until I heard some kobold with this stick broke it, and it just blew up. I don't know why.
Exactly. But yeah, one of the coolest magic items a mage can have for sure.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another thing that can happen with the Staff of the Magi.
Uh-oh.
Aside from the people who break it on purpose.
Yes.
You can use that thing to go parry, parry, parry. I suck up the spell. I suck up the spell. I suck up the spell. You don't get me with that spell.
Oh, that's right.
Until it overloads.
It absorbs spell.
Boom itself.
Yes. Oh god, how did I forget about that? That's how you recharge it, is to cast spells at it.
Yep, it's like a ring of spell storing built into the staff.
Yeah, it's like half ring of spell storing, half rod of absorption. And yeah, that's the whole thing. It's like how many spells you want to cast at it. Do you feel lucky, punk?
That's right.
Do you cast 5th level spells or only 4th?
Sometimes it's worth it to invest in a little bit of services from the local bard who knows some legend lore.
Yeah, for sure.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Or the priest
Yes.
who can do a little bit of divination.
Yes.
A whole lot of divination.
Yeah, because if it goes boom, then you're done.
Do they have a? They don't have a clerical equivalent of this, do they?
Not think of really. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
the Rod of Lordly Might.
No,
that's for a fighter.
Doesn't go boom.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Rod of Lordly Might, you said?
No, it's I don't even think that there is anything that you could pretty much.
Rod of 7 parts.
Oh, jeez. We're gonna have. You realize we're gonna have to cover that at some point, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, for the cleric side of thing, you got the Staff of Curing, which does all kinds of things like disease, blindness, cure wounds, or cure insanity, on top of just a healing. 8 times in a 24-hour period, and it can be recharged.
Yep.
That's a very useful thing to have around.
Yep.
Okay, well if you have a a mage priest, you can probably use the Staff of the Magi. So.
Yeah, as long.
You can go Staff of the Woodlands for your wild and crazy druid.
Yeah, that's the Staff of the Magi for druids. That's for sure.
Have you guys ever had a chance to use the Staff of the Magi in the games?
Yeah, I have.
You ever throw it?
I have a 13th level mage who has one. And yeah, she doesn't cast fireballs out of her, out of memorization anymore.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a elven wizard who has one of these as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Hope he doesn't trip. He fall bulk it.
We've done higher tier things with him and started polymorphing and shape changing the staves into other objects to do things like turn the staff into a sword or dagger, stab somebody, then trigger a fireball.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, look, the spittoon of the Magi.
Hey, whatever works.
Or whatever.
Well, remember, that's the other nice thing about the very wonderful all things magical
bedpan of the Magi. Yeah.
Because you can have anything be anything else. It doesn't have to always be a staff.
Helm of the Magi. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
I want a monk wizard with boots of the Magi. Flying kick, fireball.
Boots of the head. Boots of the head and fireball. Yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm. Hey, by the way, how tough is this thing? I mean, I know you can break it for the retributive strike, but I mean, do you have to worry about? You have to roll for like breakage and stuff? If
want
to do it?
Like somebody hits you with a lightning bolt or a fireball. You know, it probably gets the usual magical saves.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, oh God, let's see. The thing is, it all depends on the DM, but only if you get fireballed or if you get breathed on by a dragon or something like that, and you fail your saving throw, do your items actually have to make their own saves?
Yes.
And then only certain games and DMs say that those things then explode on their own. You may have a discharge of weird wild magic going off, but you won't have the power of retributive strike, the defined term, because that's an intentional act.
Glenn, to answer your question, it is a normal wooden staff imbued with magic. If it gets hit by crushing damage or whatever, yes, it would need to make a saving throw versus crushing blow. But because it's magical, it gets a bonus to the roll. And the first statement under the description says the Staff of the Magi adds a +2 bonus to all saving throw versus spells. I give it a +2 bonus to whatever saves.
So it's not quite artifact level where they're really tough.
Yeah.
No. This is not the kind of thing you need to go throw into the volcano with which it was forged. It'll break when you want it to break, or sometimes when you don't want it to break.
It will. Okay. Yeah, it will break, but yeah. It can do it either way, but I'm sorry, most DMs are like, they just start rubbing their hands in glee.
To give you a idea of how tough or not tough this thing is, remember, out of all the dozens of Magica, hundreds of magic items out of these 4 Encyclopedia Magica, this is one of the few that actually has paragraphs about what happens when it breaks. It means it's not durable. It's not meant to be, used to prop up the mouth of a dragon while you're sitting on his tongue going, oh my God, it's going to bite me. That's not how it works.
Okay. Okay, so we pretty much covered that. So why don't you tell us all about it? It's THACOshammer@gmail.com, guys. And there's a number there, 405-806-0555. Ha-ha. How about that? And now we go on into the snipe hunt.
Two fools who laugh at death. Do you know what horrors lie beyond that wall?
No.
Then you go first.
This world's divided into two kinds of people, the hunter and the hunted. And luckily, I'm a hunter. Nothing can ever change that.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
I'll swallow your soul!
Come get some.
Time for a snipe hunt.
Snipe Hunt, the Mage Bane.
Yes, sir.
You will find that in the Monstrous Collection, Volume 1, Monstrous Manual Collection, Volume 1, the annual, Volume 1. I'll get it right in about 10 minutes. But go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, or
in the middle, under M, they don't have page numbers.
Yeah.
All right. The mage. You want me to do this one, Brian?
Yeah, go for it, Corey.
All right. The Mage Bane is a nasty little bastard. Yeah. I'm just gonna say it right out of the gate. Mm-hmm. It is a. Well, I'll just read you the description. These mysterious creatures inhabit tombs, ruins, and caverns. They resemble large black bats with needle-like barbed tails and a glowing, cold blue eyes. Their bodies are amorphous, but always have 10 or more long, spidery black claws on the underside. They feed on magic and attach themselves to powerful spell-casting individuals to whom they soon become almighty nuisances. So literally a giant ghost smog bat with a scorpion tail and spider legs.
Yep.
Face hugger with wings.
Yes.
This guy sounds like he cozies up to like crypt things and stuff.
You know, you might find these in a crypt, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Hanging out with my lich, playing with his skull.
No, the Lich would probably try to destroy him, but yeah.
Yeah, the Mage Bane is immune and invisible to psionics, which cannot detect, in turn cannot detect, but it can see magical auras and cast spells up to 160 feet distance.
Oh, I could see a plot hook right there.
Yeah.
The Illithids are coming to you guys for help because somebody keeps killing all their nice, tasty wizards. They have no idea who or what. They keep catching all these wizards, farming them nicely, plumping them up, and then they all die.
Especially because the wizards, as they find them dying, are talking nonsense, or if they're dying, they're saying something about some creature that nobody else can see because the next statement is, a Mage Bane is normally invisible to all beings except its chosen spellcaster. Yep. So in the party, you have the neurotic wizard going, "Oh my god, what is that thing?" And the fighter like, "I don't see anything. What are you talking about?" And the cleric's like, Do you need our Lord and Savior? No, look at that freaking monster floating over there above the tree. There's nothing there, dude. Stop reading your book late at night. Your eyes are damaged.
Exactly.
So basically, the Illithids make us the Orkin man.
Yeah, pretty much. The problem is that I mean, it's like I said, most of the time they're invisible except for the mage they choose. So, the first thing is to find them. You know, and then it gets on back. But, okay, whenever the wizard that it chooses casts a spell, there is a 60% chance that the Mage Bane will rob the spell of either all or part of its energy. Now, if it drains all of it, the spell is lost. That's 1 to 2 on a d6. If it partially drains it, which is 3 to 6 on a d6, the spell takes effect with less than force, having 1 or more of the following modifications. The spell is minimum duration, inflicts minimum damage. Targets of the spell gain a +2 or more on their saving throws. The spell affects a lesser area of volume or matter. And spells of 7th level or greater are largely immune to feedings of most Mage Banes. Oh, jeez. Sorry, guys.
I got it.
Hold on.
So, essentially, any wizard that is casting spells over 7th level are pretty much immune, but any lower level wizards, this thing is the bane of the mages, hence the name.
Maybe yes, maybe no, because think about them. They don't attack their chosen ones.
No, they don't. And not only that,
they protect their chosen ones.
They protect them. They will get in the way if something's going to hurt the wizard. Because
if you are rocking the spell point system out of the yang and the wazoo and you have spells to fling left, right, and center, you might even want one of these as a familiar, a combat familiar.
Until you try to cast that spell that you need to save your life, and it goes, thanks, dude.
See, this one sounds like it's falls under the category of DM gotcha monsters.
Yeah, it's more of a Well, we can annoy the fighter with the lycanthropy because he got scratched. We can affect the thief with the disease from the traps lock. How do we mess with the wizard? This is the annoying hindrance of the pest, the mosquito he cannot get at. He can't attack.
Well, I'll give you that. I was thinking more something more like petty. But this one has a good. This is a good pet. I keep thinking of like you have the rust monster for the fighters. You have they've got there's like if you're the guy who listens. Disenchanters. They got the guy who listens to the doors. They got those little grubs that go into his ear. That kind of stuff like
earwigs,
and things like that. The things DMs can do to like, okay, you're going to do that all the time. I'm going to mess you up. Type monsters.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they're there for, is to mess up the players.
Right. Well, did you?
I don't.
Go ahead.
Even as a DM, I don't really.
Well, the sad part is because he's the only one that can see it.
Exactly.
It's not always visible. It's invisible, but it will show itself to its source of food. It's still 75% resistance to all magic cast at it, except by its chosen spellcaster, which is 100% resistant to its magic. So yeah, the wizard's the only one who can pretty much see it, and the wizard tries to cast spells at it, and they're bouncing off.
Yeah.
All it's doing is sucking them up.
Mm-hmm.
It's AC 5 to the spellcaster, and anybody who happens to be equipped with a True Seeing spell or True Seeing magic.
Yeah.
Useful. Otherwise, it's AC 1, and only at the moment of striking in combat.
Yep. Yeah, so
your blows.
Exactly.
A whole bunch of ready attacks.
Right, and
When it does
go ahead.
When it does attack when the wizard is attacked and it comes down to defend its food source, it will attack. Only when it attacks, it will become visible during the attack, almost like when you have somebody who's using an invisibility spell and they attack, they pop out. Well, this thing will pop it into existence, people will see it, and then it'll disappear. So in that combat, you can have the wizard go, "Did you see that? Did you see that thing? Right there! You missed it!" The warrior's turning around going, "I didn't see anything. I'm busy fighting an orc here." So,
exactly. So, it's
going to take some creativity to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can, of course, use standard anti-magic, magic-resistant tactics, which is don't cast spells at it. Use area effect spells that are non-attack.
Or if you're in the storeroom of a dungeon, throw some flour around.
That's what I was going to say. That's the easiest way to do it. Just throw some flour on the thing so everybody can see it.
The one good thing is, though, it does and can leave the wizard if it finds a more powerful source of food.
Mm-hmm.
It will leave their wizard
his staff of the Magi.
Yeah, you the first thing I would do if I was a wizard and I knew what this was, I'm going into a big city. Let's go to the Wizards College.
Yep. Yeah, let's go pay a visit to the Wizards Guild. Let them deal with it.
Yep. He'll leave you and go on to somebody else and let them deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
See that big place over there? It's called Hogwarts. Go for it.
Or even better, if you know the big bad evil guy at the end of the campaign's a wizard, you just hold on to it till you get near him. Let the thing attach itself to another wizard.
Go on, boy.
You want to know what's awesome about these things?
What?
Wizards seek them out.
Yeah, because they're
alchemists and mages use their flesh in magical and experimental processes. 400 gold apiece for a largely intact carcass.
Yeah.
Wow.
Imagine what kind of 10th level magic you could cast with Mage Bane components.
Yeah, you use the wing.
Live Mage Bane sacrifices.
See how we tied all this together, folks?
Yeah, see how sick we actually are, yes.
It's almost like we used magic.
Wow.
There's no such thing as magic.
Well, you tell us about your Mage Bane stories at thacoshammer@gmail.com. Jeez. Thank you, Corey.
You're welcome, man. Anything to brighten it up, buddy.
Oh, boy. Anyway, we are going to go into a little brainstorm.
Now you tell me what you know.
Only the infinity of the depths of a man's mind can really tell the story.
What are you, a wizard, a genius?
DM Brainstorm.
It's time for DM Brainstorm. Oh man, aren't you excited?
Brainstorm. It's DM Brainstorm. Come on down to the side for a DM Brainstorm.
Maybe should have had you guys do the bumper. Anyway, I
could even come close to it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's fun. Oh, it makes me laugh every time I hear it. So yes.
My God. Okay.
So.
Okay, well, we are going to talk about making a
set of seaside cliffs.
Seaside cliffs with stuff on them.
Yeah, or in them. Okay.
Or in them, or around them, or whatever them.
Okay. Now, we can go one of two ways, or at least in my method of thinking, we can go one of two ways. First one is the old ubiquitous, there are all kinds of monsters that need to be cleared out every so often. Okay, let's make this a set of cliffs that are maybe, they're not too far away from a settled area. Let's say like 2-3 miles up the coast, let's say.
Okay.
You know, there's like a little port town. I mean, it's not like a big town, but like a little port town. And there are all kinds of rumors and speculation and innuendo about this place and how people go there to explore them and they never come back. Woo. But yeah, I was thinking
obligatory thunder.
Yeah, exactly. The way I was seeing it, yeah,
like Cliff House.
The way I was seeing it is that it either could be across like the bay from it, like either on the side or even facing the town, and you know, you can see the cliffs and all the little caves and indentations at various levels in the cliffs.
Okay.
All right. So what I was thinking was that it's not, I wouldn't call it so much an ecosystem, but there's sort of just this, I hate using this because we've used it a couple of times now, but there's this sort of...
Here's a way to do something different.
Go ahead,
it's
go on,
actually
please.
Simple, natural cliffs with natural critters living in the natural cliffs.
Okay.
It isn't really used for much of anything other than a lair for natural creatures, except for special holidays and events tied religiously to the town.
Okay.
Where they send adventurers over to make sure everybody has access, and then they go have celebrations or parties or something where they do fast rappelling, fast roping from cave to cave to cave, or cliff diving or something with lights and celebrations and fires and pyrotechnics.
Goblin force cliff diving.
I'm gonna support that full on. Give me a second here. I gotta find out which one it is, but I'm gonna support that.
Okay.
Continue on.
All right. Kitchens and
cliff climbing,
little
rope
high,
climbing.
a little. I would say even there are some areas where let's see, people of ill repute hide out. I'm not going to go so far as to say pirates, but let's just say bandits.
There are smuggler caves.
Yes, smuggler caves for sure.
You know, I'm kind of at a disadvantage with this one.
Why?
Because every time I think about a cliffside something or other, I think of the D20 supplement bluff side.
Well,
you ever
here's
heard of that one?
Yeah.
Because it does. It's a lot of. Yeah, go ahead.
Don't do a flat face cliff. Don't do an inverted cliff that overhangs over the water. Don't do a slope that comes back from the water and is tiered up in straight stages. Okay. Go for more of a Caribbean, fjordy, Hawaiian kind of circular, wavy beaches with the overhangs that have the water wash through, super arches and stuff like that throughout this sector. And it's the party place when it is celebration festival season. And they can do rope cliff swinging where they leap off and swing out wide. They also hang like the criminals from the arches.
The reason that these are all natural creatures and there are no monsters here and it is safe.
Why is that?
Safe.
Why is that?
Because rumor has it that this is a home, one of the caves in there is a home to a topaz dragon. The climate and terrain is temperate or cold seacoast.
I like this.
Topaz dragons are chaotic neutral. They're seldom pleasant to deal with because of their erratic behavior. Topaz dragons neither seek company nor welcome it. But maybe it's because he wants to be left alone.
Mm-hmm.
Half of the fun of these young kids in the area may be we're going to go and rappel down like you were saying, and maybe try to see if we can swing across the opening to the one cave they think is the Topaz Dragon's opening. It may not be, but it's fun for the kids to do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But Topaz, what's his breath weapon?
Topaz breath weapon is a cone of dehydration, 70 foot long, 5 feet wide at the mouth, and 25 feet wide at the base. When directed against liquids, 1 cubic foot of water dries up per hit point of damage. Creatures caught by the cone can make a saving throw versus breath weapon for half damage from water loss. Curative spells less powerful than heal or regeneration are ineffective against the strength loss.
So
you
he
lose
won't
1
be in one of the sub-aquatic caves. He'd be up on the cliff somewhere in one of the drier, no vegetation arches of stone.
Wrong. At birth, Topaz dragons can breathe water and are immune to cold.
Well, there you go.
So let's say let's say his lair is actually subterranean, but he does like screwing around with the kids who try to raid his lair because they think the lair is over here.
Mm-hmm.
You actually have to go down about 80 feet.
Mm-hmm. I'm also.
Hey, Grandpa, what's in that big cave? I'm 25. What are you talking about?
I can almost see this dragon actually being happy and leaving the people alone because what they do with their prisoners who are convicted murderers or what have you is hang them over the side of the cliff.
Yep. Hang them on the arches.
Food. They hang them. He hangs them in a crow cage for the dragon. You've been put to death by dragon.
Yes, we'll
you know,
go see.
Could you talk him into making beef jerky that way?
They could, yeah.
Hey,
well, it's dehydration. You're right.
Dehydration. You got the salt from the sea and everything. You know, boom. Jerky, yeah.
Yep.
Hey,
Topaz dragons live by the sea, often.
That would be a wonderful export.
Often building. Topaz dragons live by the sea, often building and claiming caves below the waterline. They keep their caves completely dry. These dragons enjoy sunning on rocky outcroppings, enjoying the wind and spray. They like water little and swim only to hunt or attack. They can breathe water, but they are indifferent parents at best and abandon young to protect themselves.
Okay.
Interesting.
So we have party cliffs for festival time.
Okay.
Around a dragon lair who's kind of indifferent.
Yep.
We have criminal disposal. We have lots of skillful challenges for climbers, rope users, cliff divers, and sporty type folks. The occasional smuggler who wants to protect a secret or cover something up or pass something through in between festival times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's see. How often do we have a big bonfiring, cliff lighting up, pyrotechnic cliff party? Once a year?
Yeah,
every season?
I'd
seasonal.
Seasonal. Yeah, okay, I can go with that. You know,
I would
every solstice. Let's put it that way.
Okay, yeah.
And
I was gonna say they could do them because there's no lighthouse allowed to be built here by the dragon. Because every time the dwarves or the engineers show up, they seem to go disappearing or they're found with no water in their bodies because somebody doesn't want a giant lighthouse built here. They use the bonfires to help bring in the fishermen who help support the food sources of the town.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Okay. And the thing is that the dragon has been in existence, has lived there for at least a couple hundred years. So at least 3 or 4 generations of townsfolk know about him. You know, but they know well enough to leave him alone. Now.
Would they hang with Sahuagin?
No, actually,
any other type deep one aquatic.
Well, here's the thing. It
race.
says here for the topaz dragon that they prefer to eat fish and sea creatures, and their delicacy is giant squid. So any Saugan or anything that comes near there,
Release
that's
the Kraken!
That would actually be an awesome place for people to have a fishing village. They would not have to worry about krakens.
Correct.
Squids.
Yep.
Because they're all eaten by the dragon.
Yep.
That's right.
Long as they keep them happy.
Yep.
What about sea
neutrally
elves?
happy?
So
Even
okay.
better.
Okay.
Tritons.
Tritons.
Might be a village of those nearby.
Well, yeah, but they know to leave that dragon alone because that's a cantankerous SOB. Okay, so let's see. For these parties and everything like that happen once every solstice, they actually give the dragon tribute. Just
I like that.
They basically pay
Okay.
the. He's not like he's going out of his way to protect the town. He doesn't give a crap about the town or the people in it, but they do contribute to his horde. In
For
order
those
to keep
fatted calf, the special boar hung out in a crow cage just for him.
Well, even better, there's a if you don't know anything about Hawaii, it's all volcanic, obviously, but the cliffs and the lava tubes that are created, they make perfect tunnels for the water to go in and shoot upwards, which is how the Hawaii has their waterfalls. There could be a giant hole on one of the tops of the cliff tops that literally is one of the old lava tubes that goes down into the water, and they just use that pit as their sacrificial pit. They drop whatever they want in there, as dragon to take what they want.
Yeah, let's see your climbing kick against water slick lava tube.
Correct.
Yeah, that's perfectly. That works for me. That works for me.
I can just see whole
And
wheelbarrows.
hey, you can live landing in the bottom. Now you
I can just see
climb
whole-
out or swim out.
Yep, whole wheelbarrows of fish dumped into the pit as tribute to the Topaz Dragon.
Valuables.
Oh, well, yeah, in addition to that, but what I'm saying is, hey, don't eat our fishermen. They're in the boats. We're going to give you fish we find so you don't have to go hunting.
Yeah.
Here's some sushi for you, you know?
Okay. Yeah, that works for me.
And the townsfolk would always use the phrase, you know? Yeah, I wouldn't take a dragon's chance on that. Hey, you're going out during this storm? Good luck with that. I wouldn't take a dragon's chance on that.
I like that.
I don't get it. And there you go. You got the background.
Don't forget.
Yep,
We're gonna.
Exactly.
Why do you think our village is found within the dragon's claw?
There you go.
Where that outreach
you
of
call
cliffs.
the entire cove where the town is. Yeah, call that the Dragon's Claw for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
Okay, what else do we do? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say now that we've kind of established that and established the relationship as it was between the town and the dragon, where the PCs come in? That's my question.
Yeah.
Because this one is sort of like, I can't call it symbiotic, but it's close. Because
Parasitic, more like it.
Yeah, parasitic. Yeah.
Well,
basically, he's getting fat off these people.
Do a low level characters, you want to do mid level characters, or since we did True Dweomers, you want to do high level characters, because that determines whether or not you want to involve the dragon.
Okay. All right. Let's take it in stages. Do it briefly. Let's go low, medium, and high.
Okay.
All right. Low level.
Low level.
I've got.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I said I've got medium.
Oh, you got the
medium or high? I got medium or high.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
I'll take the low.
All right.
You could do the PCs come to the cliffside town as adventurers, and they find out that there are some monster races that are cropping in through the land, and for some reason the town has always had a nice symbiotic relationship with the dragon, but for some reason the dragon is ignoring the actual coastal part and dealing with the water part. Yeah, there's no Saugan, there's no Tritons, there's no bad stuff out of the water coming, but he could care less what's coming on the surface. You know why? Who cares if it eats the humans? He doesn't care.
Yeah, exactly.
So now the humans are left to deal with the encroaching orcs or the, something like that.
Okay, then that would also play into where there's there's a problem with the town. They know the orcs are coming. Their advanced scouts have told them, it's like 500, let's say, or say 200. Let's make it like that.
Great time to attack
war band
during one of those solstice parties when no one's defending the town. They're all out on the cliffs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the town is infested by Campestri.
Oh God.
Yes. Yes.
That was for you, Glenn. That was for you, buddy. I had to. Sorry.
But that's okay.
Well, let's see. all right, well, there is a problem. Well, there's a problem within the town because everybody is like fighting over, not arguing over what to do about this advancing war band. They seem to think that the ones who want to go ahead with the party, they think that the dragon's going to, to help them, even, or, well, I'll get to that. And then there's the other ones. It's like the dragons never cared about stuff that comes over land or over road. He's never done anything to help us about that. He's always kept the stuff in the water away from us. So
Appeal to his vanity nature and maybe make a friend, or show him that his vested interest is our continued well-being. Maybe.
Right. You can also see a large group, a growing group of townsfolk who are like, you know what? Maybe the dragon has gotten complacent. Maybe if we stop feeding him and stop giving him tributes, he'll come up to see what the problem is. Let's not tributes anymore.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay. And the players can be involved in, helping out with the orc raid afterwards, but basically they are the ones who have to go and talk to the dragon.
Or maybe they're just hired by somebody who's a real old school traditionalist who says, I don't care what they say, I'm tributing to that damn dragon.
Yep.
You guys need to deliver this keg of fish to this water there. No questions asked.
Okay, fair enough. And then they have to deal with advanced raiding parties from the warband. Sure.
That's right.
Okay.
And a dragon that comes up and says, about damn time, where's my food bin?
Exactly. All right, medium level.
No.
Medium level.
All right, Fulham, what you got?
Okay. Let's start messing with the dragon's chi. Get him spun up.
Okay.
Pirates really like this cove. Pirates really like these caves. Pirates really like these seaports and really don't like that damn dragon because too many of their friends have been hung in crow cages and fed to it, like maybe a pirate king of renown and repute.
Jack Sparrow?
So they find themselves about 5 Linorm sea dragon eggs or youths and loose them in the vicinity.
Okay, so now the dragon has a problem.
Now the dragon has competition. Now the dragon has a problem. Yes, they might eat vegetation versus him eating fish, but they're exceptionally intelligent herbivores who are lawful evil.
Okay, so they're basically banding together to make a power play to either drive the dragon out or kill it.
Yes, and are probably in collusion, lawful evil, intelligent creatures, with the pirate band.
Okay.
Because their festivity,
which is a lot true. Which is a lot easier than having 5 pirate ships show up with catapults.
Yes.
Yeah, because they've
rocks up in the cave.
Right.
And then I guess we're gonna have the Topaz Dragon actually hire or recruit the players to help him, since the Lenorms have the pirates.
Yes.
Okay.
And you get a fistful of dollars scenario playing both against each other.
Or even better, if you want to do it as his chaotic neutral side, you will help me, and I promise you, once we're done, I won't destroy the town.
Yeah.
Nice.
He would do that. Yeah, a chaotic neutral dragon in that situation. Yeah, okay.
Remember,
I won't destroy the town if you help me.
Same kind of lair too, multi-chambered, deep underwater.
Yeah, so there's a whole big fight that's coming up. So we're going from fistful of dollars into the 13th warrior.
Yes.
I like that. Okay.
You could even turn the players on the town itself by going the pirates have people undercover in the town. Your job is to go into town and weed out those pirate scum. I'll handle the Lenorm dragons. If you don't get rid of the pirates, as soon as I'm done with these dragons, I'm coming for that town.
And you know what's a great hook? A great hook?
What?
Have the adventurers be the one contracted first by the pirates to dump the Lenorms in the region.
Ooh.
Deliver these cards later, 2 months later, a year later.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, assholes.
Things happen.
Oh, sorry. Hey, buttholes, you guys dropped these dragons in my cave. Guess what? It's your job to help me clean it out. I know you did it, and if you don't help and get rid of all the pirates, I'm eating that town. Oh, you like the people over there? Then you better help.
Ooh.
Or better yet, just saying, or I'll eat you.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because
Hey, that's a usual dragon negotiating tactic. Hi, how you doing? Are you crunchy with butter?
exactly. Okay. All right, we've got medium level cover. What about high? Hold on. You said you had something.
Let's see.
That was me doing. Mind you, these things are. Let's see.
I got a high level.
13 hit die, and I said 5 of them.
Oh, geez.
I have a high level.
All right, do it, Corey.
Okay, go for it.
All right, it's very simple. The Topaz Dragons' hated enemy are Bronze Dragons.
Ah.
There is currently a battle between Elder Worm Bronze Elder Worm Bronze Dragon and the Chaotic Neutral Topaz Dragon, both being Elder Worms, and the town is caught in the middle.
Ooh.
And the Bronze Dragon, because Bronze Dragons are second only to Silver Dragons as far as how much they like humans and humanoids. The Bronze Dragons
We never did say who was the fishing village. You assume they're human.
Oh God.
What?
These damn dragons. Okay. Okay.
What were you thinking of? What are you thinking of filling the town with?
Well, let's see. We could make them party people who like to have hulas and luau's, halflings.
Oh, I like that.
Halfling village that can't defend itself against two warring dragons fighting over territory.
Caught in the middle.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Territory war. Okay.
Elves and sea elves.
Okay. An elven sea village.
They have those natural KV kind of light up the night sky party type things.
Yeah, and if they're working with a sea elven town, both the elves and the sea elves, being brother elves, would band together. Now they're both caught in the middle, the Topaz and the Brass Dragon fighting.
Nice so far.
Not brass, bronze. Sorry.
But the only thing.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that the Bronze Dragon would come and request the party's help. To. I don't even want to do that. That's too easy. They would request the party's help to.
Hey.
What?
Let's make it easy for the high level campaign.
Okay.
After the pirates have won.
Oh, you got to clean it out. Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Let's stage it adventure forward.
Okay. I can do that.
So we've gone to from episode 1. We're now at A New Hope 4. The bad guys have won. Now it's time to fix it.
Okay, that works for me.
Yeah.
That definitely works for me. I like that.
And the wonderful elven motif caves and elven motif village is now Bartertown Pirate Alley.
Bartertown.
With its own secret. Freeport.
Freeport, Bluffside,
I just imagined a halfling on the back of the Topaz Dragon. Who'll run Bartertown? Sorry. Master Blaster. You guys have to fight in the Thunderdome, which is nothing more than one of those volcanic caves that go down, and the loser gets eaten by the Topaz Dragon.
Or the Lenorms, if they're still there.
Or the Lenorms. Yeah, the Lenorms could be there. Okay. I like it.
No, I'm here.
That works. Sheesh. You know what? At some point, we're just going to have to get together. If and when THACO's Hammer runs its course, we're going to have to get together and just make stuff like this, and just make it edition neutral, and just put it out on the net.
That's the idea for Brainstorm.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, I didn't know.
We're just.
What we're doing. We're doing it in the great grand oral tradition.
Yeah.
No, hold on.
Brainstorming anything and everything RPG related for your game.
But what Brian is saying, Glenn, is on our DM brainstorms, when we create these things and finish them up, we actually make hard copies, and you and I do the artwork, Brian, and full on write up this what we've all created, and we actually sell it on RPG.
Full on write?
Well, that's what Brian was getting at. Not that
Glenn, he did play test several RPGs. He knows what
that doesn't mean you can write.
I can edit it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you could.
Okay.
I wrote the murder hole. You tell me, can I write?
I can always cast Charm Person on. Hey, I can always cast Charm Person on Thorky.
There you go. Jeez. Well, if you want chicks in different positions,
dear.
That would make him his expansion adventure writing for you 4, 5, 6, and 7, right?
Right.
We'll be like, Thorky, the Topaz Dragon does not have double D's. Please fix the description.
Well, there you go, folks. You got your cliffside, you got your dragon. So do something with it and tell us about it. THACO's
Glenn, are we at the bottom of the splat book?
We got to close the splat book. Splat book 94 is now officially closed.
That it is.
Which is okay because all this creativity is giving me kind of a headache. But
hey,
and I didn't do hardly any of the talking either. Wow. But anyway, say goodbye, Brian.
Just remember, folks, Topaz Dragons aren't your friends, and they probably never will be. So coexist with them if you can. Kill them if you must, but always cheat.
One of these days it's going to go, just remember, folks, screw it, good night.
I already did that a few times.
Did you?
Yeah.
Say goodnight, Corey. Goodbye, Corey. Say goodbye, Corey.
Well, folks, remember, true Dwarmers, you can create Charm Topaz Dragon.
Cool.
I'd love more difficulty on that.
Gamer Nation, let the magic carry you away to the dragon's fingers. It might be 10th level magic, but it's going to be a party either way.
Yeah, party for whom?
And I'm DM, party for whom? I'm DM Glen saying I'll see you next time when the hammer comes down on THACO's Hammer. Bye-bye.
Hey, what about the Topaz Dragon? What about the Topaz Dragon offering a staff to magic?
Yeah.
If you type that in.
We got a few.
And a couple of me.
THACO's Hammer theme is provided by the Diablo Swing Orchestra. You'll find them on Jamendo.com. All other additional music for this episode was provided by Kevin MacLeod. You'll find more of his music on Incompetech.com. Be sure to visit our website at thacoshammer.info. If you have any questions or comments, email us at thacoshammer@gmail.com. Remember, that's an O, not a 0. You can also find us on the 2nd edition forums at osrgaming.org and at purpleworm.org. Or give us a call and leave us a voicemail at 405-806-0555. See you next time when the hammer comes down on THACO's Hammer.